They said diesel was over. That electric would take over the highways. But Scania didn't step back. They unleashed a 770 horsepower V8 that shattered expectations. This isn't just Europe's most powerful truck. It's a precision-built torque monster that climbs mountains like molehills. In a world chasing quiet efficiency, Scania roared back with raw power, smarter engineering, and a legacy reborn. Let's find out how. The V8 that broke the rulebook. Scania didn't just upgrade their flagship engine, they detonated expectations. When the new Scania Wave 8770 was unveiled, jaws dropped across the European transport industry. Why? Because this 16.4-liter beast became the most powerful production truck in Europe, pushing out an insane 770 horsepower and 3,700 newton-meters of torque. That's 2,730 pound-feet, more than most tanks. This isn't a show truck or limited edition gimmick. It's a fully homologated, road-legal hauler designed for real-world logistics. And in an era where manufacturers are downsizing and chasing electrification, Scania went the other way. More power, more pulling ability, and more refinement. It's not just about brute strength. The new V8 lineup also focuses on fuel savings, lower emissions, and longer service intervals, all while delivering enough grunt to move 60-ton loads through alpine passes without breaking a sweat. Scania's goal wasn't to dominate drag races. It was to create a tool for the hardest missions in freight: oversized timber hauls, modular bridges, and cross-border mega transports. This engine isn't for show. It's for jobs where failure isn't an option. By launching the 770, Scania made one thing very clear: diesel's not dead. It just got smarter, stronger, and louder than ever before. Think 770 horsepower is overkill? By the end, you'll see why it's pure strategy. Stick around. Scania's biggest V8 hides a secret that could change long-haul trucking forever. 770 reasons to respect it. At the heart of the Scania 770 lies a masterpiece of engineering, a 16.4-liter V8 diesel engine that delivers an eye-watering 770 horsepower and 3,700 newton-meters of torque. This isn't just a bump in numbers. It's a leap that puts Scania at the top of the power food chain. What makes this engine extraordinary isn't just the peak figures, but how it delivers them. The torque is available from just 1,000 RPM, which means effortless low-end pulling power. For long-haul drivers moving heavy loads through mountainous terrain or challenging roads, that low-end grunt isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. But here's the kicker: it's also more fuel efficient than the older V8s. Through reduced internal friction, an optimized cooling system, and new fuel injectors, Scania managed to cut fuel consumption by up to 6% without sacrificing performance. That's a massive win for fleets watching the bottom line. And this isn't theory. Real-world hauliers across Europe have backed it up. One Norwegian operator hauling 64 tons in mixed terrain reported smoother pulls, better mileage, and fewer gear changes compared to their previous 650 horsepower unit. So yes, 770 horses under the hood might sound excessive, but when you factor in torque, control, and real savings, it starts to sound like the smartest overkill on the road. Why this engine isn't just about power. On paper, 770 horsepower sounds like overkill. But in the world of heavy-duty transport, raw numbers only tell half the story. What Scania built with this engine isn't just brute force, it's strategic power. Think about it. When you're pulling 60 to 70 tons across steep gradients in the Alps or the harsh winters of Scandinavia, the difference between 650 and 770 horsepower isn't a badge. It's the difference between maintaining momentum and losing time. And time in freight is money. Operators across Europe have already started to notice. A Swiss haulier running high-altitude timber loads reported cutting trip times by nearly 12%. Not because they were driving faster, but because the truck simply didn't need to downshift. That's the magic of high, consistent torque at low revs. And less strain on the gearbox and engine means fewer maintenance intervals too. That's more uptime, fewer workshop visits, and better cost per kilometer. The engine works smarter, not harder. This engine isn't about showing off. It's about controlling the load, smoothing out the drive, and improving long-haul economics. For the companies doing serious logistics, wind turbines, bridge spans, mining equipment, this engine gives them something rare: peace of mind on the most unpredictable roads. Scania didn't just add power, they rebuilt everything. The 770 V08 isn't just a bigger engine strapped to the same frame. Scania engineers went back to the drawing board and re-engineered the entire powertrain to handle and deliver this level of output efficiently. The result? A fully integrated system featuring the new G33cm gearbox, a 14-speed automated transmission that shifts 45% faster, sheds 60 kilograms in weight, and offers lower internal drag than its predecessor. That's not just for performance. It's about ensuring seamless torque delivery at every stage of the haul, even with extreme payloads. They also integrated a new single-stage turbocharger with improved combustion control, a more efficient cooling system, and a reinforced engine block to handle the increased torque curve. Even the crankshaft and cylinder heads were redesigned for long-term durability. Scania also optimized the SCR aftertreatment system, allowing the 770 V8 to meet Euro 6 Step D emission standards while maintaining real-world fuel gains of up to 6%, depending on load and route. And to improve driver experience, retarder performance was enhanced, allowing smoother deceleration under load, which means less brake wear and more control on descents. This wasn't a tune-up, it was a full-scale evolution, one that combines traditional V8 strength with forward-thinking engineering, all to keep Scania ahead of the curve. 50 years of V8 legacy, refined to perfection. Scania's V8 isn't a recent invention. It's a legacy forged in steel and diesel over more than 5 decades. The very first Scania V8, launched in 1969, was a 14-liter engine producing 350 horsepower, a figure that stunned the industry at the time. It earned the nickname King of the Road, and for good reason. It changed the hauling game. Over the years, Scania didn't just keep the V8 alive, they evolved it, refined it, and modernized it without compromising its core identity. Unmatched pulling power, mechanical durability, and driver prestige. The 770 horsepower model, introduced in late 2020, represents the pinnacle of that legacy. It's not a novelty or marketing stunt. It's the result of 5 years of development where every component was redesigned to deliver more torque, cleaner emissions, and better reliability. This V8 doesn't exist to sell more units. It exists to uphold a reputation built by log hauliers in Sweden, long haulers in Spain, and heavy-duty operators in Australia, all of whom have trusted Scania's V8s to get the job done. The 770 horsepower isn't just the most powerful V8 they've made, it's the most Scania V8 they've ever made. Engineered for the future, without forgetting what built the name in the first place. Built for the few who haul the impossible. Let's be clear, the Scania V8 770 isn't built for supermarket logistics or city parcel drops. This machine is designed for one thing: hauling enormous loads through unforgiving terrain, day after day, without compromise. It's for operators moving wind turbine blades, oversized mining equipment, heavy timber, modular bridge sections, or anything else that tips the scale over 60 tons. These aren't typical missions. They're logistical challenges that demand total confidence in the powertrain, and that's exactly what this truck delivers. In Finland, a haulier used the 770 to transport 76-ton loads through snow-covered terrain in minus 25 degrees Celsius temperatures, and still reported better control and lower fuel consumption than their previous 650 horsepower unit. In Italy, it tackled steep gradients in the Apennines while pulling a 62-ton generator and didn't require a single downshift. That's the kind of performance that makes the difference between on-time delivery and stranded cargo. And it's not just performance, it's prestige. For drivers, piloting a 770 isn't just a job, it's a status symbol. That distinctive V8 growl, the badge, the chrome V8 grille, they all signal you're driving something special, something few others ever will. This engine isn't for everyone, But for the few who face the most demanding transport missions on Earth, the Scania 770 is more than a truck. It's a trusted partner, built to conquer what others fear and come back for more. Does diesel still have a future? Scania says yes. With the industry racing toward electric trucks and zero-emission targets, you might wonder why Scania would invest so heavily in a diesel V8. Isn't that going backward? Actually, it's going realistic. Because while battery electric trucks make sense in short-haul urban routes with predictable charging infrastructure, the reality of long-haul heavy transport is very different. Most charging networks today can't support 60-ton trucks on 1,000-kilometer journeys. In many regions, from the fjords of Norway to the industrial corridors of Eastern Europe, there's simply no infrastructure yet to make electric viable for the heaviest sectors. That's where the Scania 770 V8 steps in. Not as a stopgap, but as a purpose-built solution to a global logistics problem. It meets Euro 6 Step D emissions, delivers class-leading fuel efficiency, and supports Scania's HVO compatibility, which can reduce CO2 emissions by up to 90% when used properly. So while others chase prototypes, Scania delivers answers that work today, on real roads with real cargo. And here's the big picture. The 770 horsepower V8 isn't anti-electric. It's complementary. Scania knows the future is diverse, and they're building both electric and combustion systems that serve different missions. The message is simple. Diesel isn't dead. It's evolving. And when it's done like this, clean, efficient, brutally capable, it still has a critical role in the logistics ecosystem for years to come. Final verdict, a diesel worth applauding. So what does the Scania WIV 770 really represent? It's more than just the most powerful truck in Europe. It's proof that diesel isn't outdated. It's evolving. With this engine, Scania has shown that smart engineering, deep industry insight, and decades of real-world experience can still produce game-changing results. This truck isn't for every fleet, and it's not meant to be. You don't buy a 770 horsepower V8 to deliver coffee filters across town. You buy it because your business moves massive loads in extreme conditions, and you can't afford breakdowns, delays, or inefficiency. You buy it because time is money and control equals profit. And let's be honest, there's also the emotional side. For many drivers, this truck is the dream, the one they point to in truck stops, the one with the badge that turns heads, the one that makes you feel like you're not just hauling freight, you're commanding the road. Technically advanced, mechanically dominant, and surprisingly efficient, the Scania Vive 8770 is more than a diesel engine. It's a statement that says, we're not done yet. For those few operators who demand the absolute best, who run hard, haul big, and take pride in doing the impossible, this is your machine. The age of diesel may be changing, but if this is the finale, Scania made sure it goes out with a thunderous, unapologetic V8 roar. Scania Vive 8770 isn't just another truck. It's a legacy on wheels. If you're chasing power, reliability, and prestige in one unstoppable package, this is it. Hit subscribe for more deep dives into the machines that move the world, and drop a comment if you drive one.